Welcome to our explainer. Today, we are opening up the playbook on one of the biggest challenges out there for large institutions: how to roll out brand graphics across an entire campus. We're going to get into how these massive, complex projects can be executed with absolute precision and predictability.
So here's our game plan. We'll start by really digging into the core challenge that so many universities, hospitals, and big companies face. Then we'll introduce a pretty game-changing technology that rewrites the rules. From there, we'll walk through a true expert's playbook for getting it done flawlessly, touch on how to navigate the tricky world of permits, and finally, we'll see why this whole approach delivers results that are genuinely built to last.
All right, let's set the stage here. I want you to imagine you're in charge of a sprawling university campus, a busy hospital, or a huge corporate park. You've got this massive branding update you need to push out. But here's the kicker: you can't shut anything down. The real trick is how to deliver that perfect, consistent look and feel without causing absolute chaos for everyone. This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's what keeps every facilities director, architect, and brand manager up at night. How in the world do you transform a living, breathing environment, one that's filled with students, patients, or employees, without totally disrupting its main purpose? It is a massive operational puzzle.
And this checklist, this really shows you how complicated it is. We're not just talking about making things look nice. You have to keep the whole operation running smoothly. You have to make sure the brand looks exactly the same in building A as it does in building Z. And you've got to deal with every kind of surface you can imagine, from perfect drywall to rough concrete block. All of this while making sure the people who use these spaces every single day are not disturbed. The stakes, they're incredibly high.
So when you have a problem this complex, you need a much smarter solution. And that brings us to a really fundamental shift in technology: direct-to-wall printing. Now, this isn't just another kind of vinyl wrap. It's a completely different way of thinking about the entire problem.
The difference is, well, it's night and day. With the old-school vinyl methods, you're constantly fighting with peeling seams, you're dealing with really long installation times, and don't even get me started on the nightmare of scraping off old adhesive. Direct-to-wall printing just solves these problems. The graphic literally becomes part of the wall. It's seamless, it's incredibly fast, and when you need an update, you just paint right over it. Simple.
And the real game changer here is speed. Being able to complete an entire wall in under 5 hours, that changes everything. It means the work can happen overnight, or on a weekend, or in that quiet period between classes. What used to be a messy, disruptive construction project now feels more like a quiet, efficient update that just happens in the background.
Now, having the right technology is one thing, but actually executing a project at this scale, that requires a serious plan. So this next section is what we call the expert's playbook. It's a methodical, proven process that takes all the guesswork out of it and guarantees you get predictable, high-quality results across the entire campus. You know, the success of the entire mission is really decided before anyone even sets foot on site. It's all about discipline. You start by mapping every single wall. What's it made of? Can we get a machine to it? Is there power nearby? Then you do pilot prints right there on site to test everything in the real world: color, resolution, you name it. And finally, the most important step: you get every single key stakeholder, brand, facilities, safety, to sign off. Zero surprises. That's the goal. Then, once you are on site, it's all about operational mastery. The work is scheduled for nights and weekends when foot traffic is low. Logistics are planned down to the smallest detail. We're talking reserving elevators, mapping out staging zones for equipment, the whole 9 yards. And at the end of every single installation, there's a tough quality check and a formal digital sign-off. It really runs like a finely tuned machine.
Okay, now for the part that gives a lot of people headaches: permits and compliance. But an expert approach doesn't see this as a roadblock. It's just another checkpoint in the playbook, one that you navigate with total precision.
Now, here's a key piece of insight. Because direct-to-wall printing is basically a very advanced paint finish, it often flies under the radar of those heavy construction permits. But, and this is absolutely critical, permit exempt does not mean zero oversight. It still demands professional-level documentation and coordination.
And this is what that professional documentation looks like. It's a full, comprehensive package. You're providing everything from fire test data to detailed work plans. If you're in a hospital, you're including infection control measures. If it's for wayfinding, you're even doing ADA legibility checks. This isn't just about printing a picture on a wall. It's a fully engineered and compliant facility upgrade. And all of this brings us to the long-term value. This is not just about a one-time project. It's about the strategic advantage this approach creates for your institution. We're talking about an investment that pays dividends for years and years to come.
I mean, just look at the life cycle comparison. It couldn't be clearer. While vinyl is always failing at the seams and getting scuffed up, direct-to-wall prints are seamless, super scuff-resistant, and easy to keep clean. But the biggest difference, by far, is how you handle future updates. Instead of a costly, wasteful demolition project to scrape everything off, you just paint over the old graphic and print a new one. It's more durable, it's way more sustainable, and it is far more efficient.
And this gets to the heart of a really powerful concept, future-proofing. What does that actually mean? It means you're building adaptability right into the walls of your facility. So when a new department moves in, or a donor wall needs an update, or wayfinding regulations change, the building is ready. You're not locked into an expensive, outdated decision. You have the flexibility to evolve.
So this really leaves us with one critical question to think about. When you look at the graphics on your campus walls, what do you see? Are you seeing a temporary fix that's going to become a big problem in a few years? Or are you seeing a strategic, adaptable asset that was built using an expert playbook? Honestly, the difference is everything.